Premiere Pro is by far my favourite video editing software. I've been using the program for about 9 years now and I'm still learning new things about the program all the time. So whether you're a beginner or whether you've been using Premiere for a longer period of time, stick around in this video as I show you 5 essential shortcuts to improve your editing. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this channel, where in today's video we're going to be showing you 5 essential shortcuts within Premiere Pro in order to help you improve your editing skills. I've been using Premiere Pro for a long time, so I know quite a lot of shortcuts. There's probably shortcuts I don't know, but these are 5 shortcuts that I use quite often and they do help me out a lot with my editing. So I'm going to try and do my best to show you exactly how I use them within Premiere Pro. Let's get straight into the program. And the first shortcut I'm going to show you today is if you press B on the keyboard, it'll bring up this little weird icon, which is your new cursor. Okay, so let's say for instance you've got these 2 bits of footage and I've got this little panning shot over at Prague. This is actually done on my GoPro on my head, so it's not the most stable shot, but it's a shot I'm going to use for an example. We got this shot right here, and then I want to cut it just there and go into this shot here. And it starts a little bit too early. I then turn around and then I figure out that actually there's some people over here marching, so then I want to cut it to roughly around there. Normally people would press C on the keyboard, press cut, then press V on the keyboard in order to get their cursor, select this one, press delete, then they click, then they drag over, then you've got your footage right there. That's really long-winded, so I'm going to press Ctrl Z a couple times. So we're back to base 1, where rather than doing all of that process, which, you know, maybe it might only take you a couple seconds, but this one is a lot quicker. So if you press B on the keyboard, you then got this weird little icon, and all you have to do is click and drag, and it will automatically bring the footage over. So when you drag it, it will then cut it and drag the footage over. So then if we go over here, it will cut straight into where we wanted to cut it. This tool is really cool to use. It's called the Ripple Edit tool, and I'd really recommend you guys to use it and get to know it. There's only one thing I will say about it, and this is something that anyone will need to know if they use it. So if we come over here to yesterday's edit, where I've still got like all the individual like clips and stuff. Say if we wanted to move these 2 files there, but wanted to keep the music there, we can't drag it. It will not let us go because it says right there, trim blocked on audio 2. Audio 2 is this one down here, as it says there, A2, short for audio 2. So what we have to do in this instance, because there's no cut there, so it can't cut it, we're gonna have to come over to the padlock, click the toggle track lock over there. Then it has lines through the track over here, which means it's been locked, which means it will no longer be edited while it's locked. Now we can click it, drag it over, and then it's edited it. We'll do this again, we'll drag it over, and as you can see on the right hand side, that's how much you cut it. So it's literally pushed everything to where you wanted it to go. Really cool shortcut, and when you get used to it, it saves you so much time. And then of course, if you want to unlock the audio track or any other track that you decided to lock, you come over to the padlock and you click it again to unlock. So that's the first one on this list, which is just using B for the Ripple Edit tool. Now that's a really cool one. Next one, I'm going to show you how to push everything along again in a different way. So if we come down here and for whatever reason you want this, if we could select V for our mouse, you want this one to sort of be pushed along and then go in the track. So sometimes you might have a track that wants to go in the middle, but rather than selecting all of this, dragging it over, then like selecting, cutting, bringing this over back there, then bringing the track in, we'll go back to normal. So rather than doing all of that, it can be avoided if you come over here, press Control, and when you press Control, you can see the little blue arrow and the 2 like boxes next to it. That means you've got the control on. You click it, and then you can drag it, and you can see the line with like the little like arrow things. When you let go of the click button, you then see that you can just bring it straight down, and then obviously you can just go straight in, and there you go. So obviously that's just a little like keyboard mouse thing, but you get the idea. You can put anything in between some clips. And what it does on a big scale, again, if we go over here, we'll select these, we'll press Control, bring them across to here, and it's literally pushed everything across. It's made this big space right there without interrupting any of this footage over here, because this is where the footage ended, and this is where it's been pushed out to. So then if we want, we can adjust the mark out to over here, wherever it's been pushed to. So again, very simple, but it's something that I don't think a lot of people actually know about, which is that. Next up, we're going to be looking at copying items. So again, rather than like coming over here, highlighting Control C and then pressing Control V, because in this instance, for me at least, it's copied into my visual 1 track. And that's because I've only got the video 1 track highlighted. I've not got video 2, video 3, video 4. So in order for it to do that, I have to select those, highlight, copy and paste, but then it still does it because I haven't unchecked that one. So then I have to try that again, and then it will select on there. We Control Z, unselect that. it will then copy onto there. I think that does work, but it is definitely long-winded. So rather than doing that whole process, we're gonna uncheck these and check that again, how we normally had it. There's a much easier way of doing this, and that's simply by highlighting it, pressing Alt, click, drag, let go of the click button, then let go of Alt, and you've simply got the exact same thing copied. It's as easy as that, and then you can do it to multiple tracks. So again, Alt, click, drag, and then you can highlight again, Alt, click, drag, and then all of a sudden you've got all of these. That's a little bit overkill, but you get what I'm saying. So for me personally, I do a lot of these Control Z, Control B, Control D shortcut keys I like to put up on screen. So whenever I do a new one, I literally highlight, Control, click, drag to where I need it to, and then rather than having like Z, I'll remove the Z button, and then I'll go over to my keyboard bin, and then I'll go over to like another number or another letter or whatever. I'll bring in the W, and then from there all I'll do is simply go over to one of the other ones, copy the motion, go to W and Control V for pasting the motion, and right there you've copied something and then replaced it with something else, and then it's in this exact same place. So then if we bring this over there, you'll see that Z and W are in the same location. Super awesome key again. I love that one. It's super simple. Once I found out about it, it was like mind-blowing knowing that you could just copy something so simply. Again, it's so simple, and it's something that you might not think is necessary at first, but believe me, if you want to do that, then it's really going to help you edit a lot faster. For number 4, I think it's number 4. For number 4, we're going to be moving things apart again, but in a different way. So what I mean by this is, if you're at like this point in your timeline, and let's put a cut there and there just to make it like easy to work with. So we've put a cut there, and we want like to put something in between, but we don't want to interrupt everything, and again we don't want to highlight and bring everything across or whatever, because that's just so much work. There's a simple button on the keyboard. If you press A, then you got these double arrows, and you can simply press and it will drag everything along. But the good thing is about this is it, like if you see on the right hand side, like way over here at the 25-minute mark, I've got my GoPro footage from what I had when I was in Prague. I can move that along and it's way over there, as well as my footage is over there. Then I can place whatever footage I want in between. Like let's go ahead and put like that in between, then we can bring it back. Simple. And then if you want to bring it in a bit closer, we can then make it so it's lined up. Then if we press Shift A, it will then do the opposite side. So then rather than selecting this side, it will select this side, and then we can bring it in and then wait for it to snap in. If for any reason it doesn't snap in and you don't see the black line, so for instance, let's do this and bring it in. If for instance you want this to line up with that, but it just won't let you and it won't snap to anything, it's because you press S on the keyboard, and by selecting S it will magnetize itself or unsnap itself. So if you press S again, it will then let you snap. Or if you want to do it on the actual computer itself, if you come over to here underneath like the 7-minute mark or underneath your little playhead position, it's got a snap like a little magnet thing. If you click it, it will alternate between being on and off. So obviously when it's blue it's on, when it's off it's white. Obviously we want it on because then you can snap everything together and it just looks a lot better. Otherwise you might end up overlaying something and it might not end at the right time that you want it to, and it will just look really messy. Okay, so for the last one, we're going to be just rendering. So I'm going to show you how to render. So once you've got everything done, you want to make sure you've got everything marked in and out. So shortcuts for marking in is I. So you see the blue line I, and then you can drag it to adjust. And then shortcuts for marking out is O. And then you can bring that along as well. Or if you wanted to, you could also press A to move everything like so, but we'll leave it for now. So once you've got everything marked in, marked out, and you've got everything edited and you're ready to render, come to your keyboard, press Control and M, and it'll bring up this screen right here. You simply select your format. So I like to go for H.264, just seems to be the best one to go for. Then I go for YouTube at 1080p HD. You can then edit all your settings if you want to, and then you got an output name right there as well. And then you just go down here to export, and then your video exports. It's as simple as that. You can go to Q as well if you've got media encoder. And if you go to Q, I don't have media encoder, otherwise I'll show you. But if you go to Q, you can actually have it rendering on media encoder, and you can edit at the same time while rendering. I'll have to show you guys that in another video when I get media encoder. Really cool to use. But for now, that has been the 5 essential shortcuts to use within Premiere Pro. They all have their uses. I really recommend you guys to use each and every one of them just to get the feel for them, just to get to use them more and get used to them, because honestly it will save you a lot of time with editing. I'm able to edit my videos a lot faster after knowing certain shortcuts like this and like so many more that I know in Premiere Pro and After Effects and all these other programs I use. So really do take advantage of these shortcuts. It will help you out a lot. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you like it, then go ahead, leave a like rating and subscribe to this channel for more awesome Adobe tutorials and camera tricks and everything else involved to do with photography and that side of things. So if this video taught you anything new, go ahead, comment down below, just let me know. It'd be great for me to find out if you guys learned anything new, and if I can do more videos like this. If you guys are interested, let me know again and I'll look into doing videos like this for After Effects, Photoshop, Lightroom, etc. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one.